the ruler and the conquerors come to China, they all eventually become Chinese. But in other places, when conquerors take over the land, normally they will cause the end of the original civilization. So what is the magic that Chinese can always bring somebody becoming Chinese? Okay, here's the story. Because this land is a agricultural civilization, anyone who is a king or have the ownership of this land has to understand the agricultural civilization and how to support the land and how to support the Chinese people to have better livings on this land is the key thing that the rulers have to come. Let's give you one example, the Mongols. As you know, like Mongols are the most successful nomadic civilization in humans' history. They take over Europe, they took over China. But how can we Chinese make Mongols Chinese? Okay, here is the story. One Mongol take over this country because their original need to explain the Mongols' empire. They will cause a lot of peasants to leave their land to fight for the Mongols' expansions. And when the peasants leave the land, they caused a big failure in the crops production. And then that caused a lot of peasant family doesn't have enough food for their daily needs. And then the peasant revolt. It will take over the Mongols' empire. So the Mongols consult with the Han people. How can I dealing with that? Then the Han advisor will give the Mongols all the advices on how to help the peasant go back to its land, to grow its crops, to maintain the Chinese self-sustainable lifestyle. And through that processes, the Mongols learns a lot about the land and about how Chinese can live on the land and keep growing more food. And eventually, they become Chinese because anyone who have a deep connection to the land, who learn how to live harmony with the land, are gradually become Chinese. And the second thing is, the Chinese civilization has its own attractiveness. For example, like we live in the nature. Every day we are dealing with the planet, the sun, the wind, the forest. When humans are embedded in a nature environment, naturally you're feeling good, right? That's easy. And also Chinese people are quite foodie because our special connection with the land. We like all kinds of food. And also we like Tai Chi, we like calligraphy, we like all kinds of subtle arts. And we have a beautiful community that you can get health education, you can get education, you can get wisdom, you can have fun, you can have square dance together. So it is a very easy environment for anyone to want to settle down. So once you can enjoy the settle down life as a peasant, it's difficult for you want to go back to your horse ride life. So that is how it is. And the last thing is, because we are a community-based civilization, as I was introduced before, because each land is so special, so the community live on this land has to collectively work together, to cooperate, to live together, and the civilization is passed down through a community-based way instead of from top to down way. For example, in any village, they will have their own doctor, their own teacher, their own Tai Chi Kung Fu master, have their own painter, and they only have this ability not as a profession. They all have the job on the land, so we are all peasant, but we have each of us will have some specialties in different domains, which is quite different from professions. So kids grow up in the village will learn this Chinese civilization about Chinese medicine from a Chinese medicine doctor, he or she know when she was a baby, and learn the Taiji Kung Fu from an uncle, learn the Chinese cooking from an auntie. So it's like this kind of thing, this kind of community-based way of passing knowledge and wisdom is a key success factor for the Chinese civilization to pass down. So again, the civilization passed down because it's land-based. Anyone who needs to live on this land has to learn how to live harmony with the land, and then you become Chinese.